The restaurant industry as we know it is already changing. A perfect storm of variables, many of which have little to do with food, has already shifted restaurant culture, and the coming decade may make the current disarray look like nothing. Some statistics say more restaurants are closing. Others say more are opening. One thing seems to be clear. Too many restaurants open and then close too fast after months, not years. When Nicole Rucker's LA bakery, Fiona, closed after only 9 months, she decided on a new business model. No restaurant, no full-time employees, just a 6-seat counter in a landmark food hall and baked goods to stay or to go.
It really is a very, very small business, and much like a lot of places in this market, the business owner is on site operating by themselves or with one other person most of the time. It is the trend here, and it's the way that businesses survive here. I think the biggest change you'll see when you come to the market is that I'll probably be making some of them, which when you get your business to a certain size, pretty much anything above something like this, you have to pay people to make them for you, and that is good, but also it kind of loses the artist's hand in a way, so I'm excited to have my hand back in it.
Restaurants have been a gamble since menus were chiseled on stone, thanks to a trifecta of trouble that predates the latest obstacles, including rent, food costs, and labor. If more than one goes up, a profitable place can skid into the red, and that's in a healthy climate, which today it's not.
This is a revolving business. If the door keeps spinning, my goal is to maintain the light in the tunnel. And if I maintain the light in the tunnel, everything else just flows together.
Johnson opened Field Trip in June of 2019. It's a fast casual, rice-centric restaurant in Harlem, New York City.
I believe in restaurants, traditional restaurants. I know there's a little bit of an inching in from the delivery services, but people still want to have an experience in a restaurant. People still want to have the whole eat on real plates with real silverware, have somebody talking to them, explaining the menu to them.
Loeb is the co-owner of 9 restaurants and retail shops that make up the Rustic Canyon Group in Santa Monica, California. Huckleberry Bakery and Cafe is one of them. Loeb opened it with Zoe Nathan in 2009 after the two worked together in their nearby restaurant, Rustic Canyon.
I always think that there'll be a home for dining, the dining experience in its various forms.
But as businesses look for more ways to feed us, our definition of restaurant may take its place on the shelf right next to the typewriter.
It's been a lot more challenging to run a profitable restaurant. Success and I think profitability are a little bit different, but to run a restaurant that's profitable because the costs have just gone up exponentially.
Josh Loeb and Zoe Nathan use organic ingredients at all their restaurants, but they can't raise prices enough to compensate for the higher food costs. It's a cautious two-step, doing the right thing without losing customers.
What we end up with is a situation where the bottom line just basically goes down to very little. Even with higher sales, it's harder to run a successful, financially viable business.
Restaurants are an at-risk population even in more stable times, in part because their owners embody the American ethos of the independent, can-do spirit, which means they have no safety net.
When I first started asking for money, I was nervous. I was scared to hear the answer no. After a while, I would just ask anybody and everybody. I would ask my dentist or my doctor or my person who did my taxes. I would say my best moment of raising money, I was at my friend's wedding. I was in the middle of the swimming pool drinking pina coladas in the Dominican Republic, and a young lady who I went to college with when I went to Seton Hall University was like, "What are you working on?" I'm like, "I'm raising money." And she was like, "Oh, me and my husband want to invest." 2 weeks later, she invested. So you can really raise money anywhere, and you have to be able to talk to different people in different areas. And so our first round of investment was a friends and family round.